How you doing today? Today, talking about Moses, one of the spiritual giants in Scripture. Most people heard of Moses, liberator, lawgiver, prophet, the man who stood before Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go." The man who stretched out his staff over the sea and the waters parted. The man who spent 40 days up on a mountain with God and came down with his face glowing. But before all of that, there was a burning bush in the middle of a desert and a man with every excuse in the book. He flees for his life into the desert of Midian. He's off on the lamb. Yeah. From the wilderness, from the palace to the wilderness in a single day. Prince to fugitive, 40 years pass, and then God shows up in a burning bush. Sorry to truncate your third of your life into one sentence, but that's all we know about it. Exodus 3, 1-10 sets the scene. One day Moses was tending the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian, led the flock far into the wilderness and came to Sinai, the mountain of God. There, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the middle of a bush. Moses stared in amazement, though the bush was engulfed in flames that didn't burn up. "This is amazing," he said to himself. "Why isn't that bush burning up? I gotta go see it." And so God speaks to him from the bush. He says, "I've certainly seen the oppression of my people in Egypt. I've heard their cries of distress because of their harsh slave drivers. I'm aware of their suffering, so I've come down to rescue them. Lead them out of Egypt into their own fertile and spacious land." And then he says, "Now go, for I'm sending you to Pharaoh. You must lead my people, Israel, out of Egypt." And I imagine Moses was on board. Like, you're going to set them free? Awesome. Like, go get them, God. You show those Egyptians a thing or two. And then, wait, what? You want me to go? I mean, these sheep, they're not going to take care of themselves. Moses, one of our best examples of a reluctant leader, like not dramatically or rebelliously, but he just starts making excuses. And honestly, they have some merit. He says this, "Who am I to appear before Pharaoh? Like, who am I to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt?" That's the first excuse. "I'm a nobody. I'm a shepherd in the desert. I used to be somebody. That was 40 years ago, man. And it didn't end well. I can't do this." God's answer is, "I'll be with you." Well, that's not enough for Moses. What if they won't believe me or listen to me? What if they say the Lord never appeared to you? You talk to God? Right. It made me think of the Blue Brothers for some reason. "We're on a mission from God." You're on a mission from God? Right. So God says, "Okay, throw down your staff." He does. It turns into a snake. Pick it up again. Turns back into a staff. Put your hand in your cloak. Becomes leprous. Put it in, pull it out. Gets clean. Show them those things and they'll believe you. I sent you. I'll back you up with visible signs. Still not enough. "Lord, I'm not good with words. I never have been. I'm not now. Even though you spoke to me, I'm tongue-tied. My words get tangled." But God isn't taking the hint. Moses is searching for something that'll get him off the hook without actually telling God, "You know what, God, I don't want to do this." He's trying to be really polite and, "It's not a good time. I'd be damaging your brand, God. Like, don't send someone inarticulate like me. You need an eloquent spokesperson." God says, "I made your mouth. I'll help you speak. Now go." Moses gets desperate. "Please send someone else." Now he's just begging, just raw honesty. Like, "I really, really, really don't want to do this, God. I'm not the right person. I'm sure there's somebody better, more qualified. Please find someone else." And we'll notice that God never corrected Moses about his lack of qualifications. It wasn't news to him. It was, "Yes, I know you're a nobody out in the middle of nowhere. I know you aren't good at speaking. I know you're powerless. I even know you killed a man. I know that. Even so, I'm asking you, and I don't make mistakes. I don't misjudge character. You're my man for this job. And here's everything you need to know about your qualifications. I will be with you." That's the whole answer. Not your qualifications, not your eloquence, not your track record. I will be with you. Now go. So God isn't looking for the most qualified person in the room. He never has been. He's looking for the one who's willing to go, someone who will show up and trust that the one who called them will equip them to do the thing. Moses is 80 years old when he stood before Pharaoh. spent 40 years in the palace, 40 years in the desert. He didn't know he had another 40 years left in him, leading God's people. I'm going to be 60 in a couple of years. And I'm looking at, well, maybe we've done pretty well. Maybe I could take it easy. But this would be like God have said to me, you know what? Now we're just getting started. Now there's something really big I want you to do. And I'd be like, who, me? Come on, man. I'm too old for this stuff. And maybe you feel that way, but God's always calling, looking for people that are willing to do. And he'll give you what you need to do. So don't count yourself out or you're old. But God loses his patience at this point. Like God's being the ultimate salesman here. Every objection Moses has, God has an answer to. Even so, Moses is still pleading with God, send someone else. And God has enough. He didn't like the carrot, now we're going to go with the stick. And he gets angry. And I felt that once in my life. God being angry at me, only once. I had lots of times when I thought, he was just disappointed or whatever. But there was only one time when I felt he was like angry. And I was like kind of in a bad mood or whatever. I was complaining and I said to God, I could have done something else and made more money. And right then I felt like God was angry. And honestly, I was a little scared. And I repented right away. Like I took that back as quickly as I could. And I'm sorry, shouldn't have said that. That was a stupid thing to say. And I felt it go. But I did feel it in that moment that it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. And Moses probably felt that too. I'm thinking, you know what? I've said too much. I've said too much. I'm going to just, okay, whatever you say, God. And then God said, okay, Aaron's coming along and he'll speak for you. But go. I'm telling you to go. I will be with you. So go. So Moses went. Somehow that always makes me think of the kids' books, Dr. Seuss. Marvin K. Mooney, will you please go now? And at the end of the book is like, the time had come, so Marvin went. So Moses went, headed back to Egypt, back to the place he fled from for 40 years, off to do an impossible task, all because God said, go, and I'll be with you. And we know the rest of the story. The plagues, the doubt, Pharaoh's hard heart, the fear, the dead end, the Red Sea parting, the army drowning, the slaves set free led by Moses. All of this not because Moses was qualified, but because God was with him, just as he promised. And most of us have a burning bush moment of some kind, a sense that God's asking us to do something we just don't feel equipped for, up to, a calling that seems too big for the person we know ourselves to be. And most of us have made at least one of those excuses. Like, who am I to do something like this? Or what if nobody takes me seriously? Or, you know what, I'm just not good in front of people. I'm a little timid. Please find someone else. I get it. I feel like that too. Like, who am I? Like, seriously, who am I? And who are you for that matter? Like, I'm not, I'm just trying to pump your tires. Who are you? Really, no offense. Why should God use us? No particular reason. Just because he wants to. And because he can. I mean, God can do anything through anybody. I like this little wordplay that God takes your ordinary and he puts his extra on it and something extraordinary happens. Or God takes your natural and he puts his super on it and something supernatural happens. God just needs natural and ordinary people. He provides everything else that's needed to do something amazing. So if God puts something in your heart, it's something he can do through you. It's not something you can do. Like, you remember that old slogan from the hardware store? Like, you can do it, we can help. Whenever I heard that, I always thought, no, I can't. I can't do that. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to build a cabinet or make, redesign my kitchen. I can't do that stuff. But with God, it's true. You can do it. Or maybe it's more like, you know what, you can't do it, but I can do it through you. I just need you to go. I need you to listen. And it doesn't have to be some big, amazing thing or shattering. It could just be God's calling you to, I don't know, make that post that's going to lift somebody up and post it on media, social media, whatever. Or maybe that neighbor, or maybe there's something you just need to address at your work situation or something, like not earth shattering, but it's like, who am I? Or like, what if they don't listen to me? God's saying, I'm with you. I will be with you. So just go, because I'm with you. Like if you know God is calling you to do it, like for me, posting these talks, like I've been doing it for a long time now. I don't care. But when I started, I was like, who's going to care? Why should anybody watch this? I don't know. And what if they think it's stupid and they say mean things? And but but I felt like, I'm just supposed to. Like, I don't know who's going to see it, or whatever. But if it's just one person, today, that needed to hear this for some reason, and God put this in my heart to say and put it on there, so one person, then that's, answer the call. God gave me the words, and you needed to hear them, and so this is the work of God. I'm on a mission from God. I am. When I was first starting out I went to Bible school because I wanted to follow God, not because I wanted to be a pastor. I never wanted to be a pastor. And after I'd been there for a little while, stuff happened, and I got a job offer to be a pastor of a small church in the countryside. And I said I didn't want to do any of those things. In my flesh, I didn't want to be a pastor. I didn't want to go to the countryside. I didn't want any of that. But my heart was saying yes. So I wrestled with it. But one day I went into a Bible bookstore where they had those posters, kittens hanging by their claws on ropes and like hang in there and stuff like that. And but I saw one that said something like this: like when you come to a path and you're following God's path and it comes to the edge of a cliff, and that's the only way it goes. It goes right off the cliff. There's no other way to go. Faith is you step off of there believing there's going to be something solid to stand on, or God's going to teach you how to fly. And that was 30 years ago. I went. I'm still walking. I don't think I've flown yet, or maybe I never will. I don't know. But I'm still walking on this path. When God calls, He equips. And if I'm following the career trajectory of Moses, maybe the best is yet to come. Who knows? God only knows. But God may have something amazing for you to do too. That's the encouragement today. The encouragement today is that God will be with you. If He's prompting you to do something big, small, in between, He's going to be with you, and you can do it together. Whatever's on your heart, whatever God's calling you to do today, and I'm sure of it, that God is calling someone to do something, and this is the little thing that you needed to be like, okay, even if it's small, ordinary, every day, God will give you what you need when you need it. And there's another application here, because Jesus said, I'm with you always. And it's in the context of go and make disciples. So it's, go and make disciples, and I'm with you always. But in Hebrews, it also tells us that He'll never leave us or forsake us. And so a secondary application is that in the more mundane lanes of life, God is with us. When the bills are more than the income, when we're having trouble with family or friends, when the job is unsatisfying and we feel unappreciated, when we feel lonely or troubled by climate change or wars and rumors of wars and politicians doing who knows what, and there's unrest in the world, God is with us. God is with you. And if He can help you, or if he can help Moses lead slaves, a nation of slaves out of captivity, He can make you through today. Don't let your heart be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. I'm with you always, even to the end of the age. God bless you. Have a great day.